don't need a whole lot of money. I don't need a big fine car. I got everything that a man could want. I got more than I could ask for. I don't have to run around. I don't have to stay out all night. 'Cause I got me a sweet loving woman. And she knows just how to treat me right. But my baby, she's alright. But my baby, she's clean out of sight. Don't you know that she's some kind of wonderful. She's some kind of wonderful. Yeah, she is, Jesus. She's some kind of wonderful. Yeah, 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 yeah. When I hold her in my arms, oh, she sets my soul on fire. Ooh, and my baby kisses me. My heart becomes filled with desire. And she wraps her arms around me, about to drive me out of my mind. Yeah, kissing me, chills went up and down my spine. And my baby, she's alright. Oh, my baby, it's clean out of sight. Don't you know that she is some kind of one? Two. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, hey. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, hey.
Last night, all I think about is you. Don't stop, baby, you come on through. Don't want, baby, think about you.
He's been thinking me. Can't make you happy. So sometimes I think about you. He's been thinking me. Can't make you happy. Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood. And on the screen, you just need a better thing than this. You need something I can never give. Fake that right the wrong. It's gone now, the night is come, but Sometimes I think about it too. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been thinking me. Can't make you happy. Can't fight it, you can't breathe. You say something so loving, but now I gotta let you go. You'll be better off with someone new. I don't wanna be alone. You know it hurts me too. I'm so broken when you cry. One more and then I say goodbye. Sometimes I think about it too. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been thinking me now. Can't make you happier. Sometimes I think about it too. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been thinking me now. Can't make you happier. Just what you're dreaming of when you sleep and smile so comfortable. I just wish that I could give you that look that's perfectly unsaid. Sometimes I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of you. He always been thinking me. Oh, he always been thinking me. I think about it too. Late nights in the middle of you. He always been thinking me. Can't make you happy. Sometimes I think about it too. Late nights in the middle of you. He always been thinking me. Can't make you happy. Do you remember when it was changing? I'm chasing clouds. I'm singing and keep singing. There's tonight. Remember, I'm the stars of tonight. Back to the hand. Speaking on every now it's
Fell out of bed and I stumbled to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working just to find what a way to make a living. Getting by, don't taking and no giving. Just use your mind and never give you credit. There's another time you crazy if you're ready to buy for service and devotion. What deserve a better promotion? Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes I forget me. It's your dream just to watch him shed. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. Same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and side's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll you away. Working on a way to make a living, barely getting by. Don't taking and no giving. Just use your mind and you never get the credit. So to where they want to be. You think about it, don't you? It's a strange game. No matter what they call it, you spend your mind on is what it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind. They never give you credit. It's all from you. Crazy if you never yeah, let me touch you when you want you. There's a dream, don't you? It's a game. No matter what they call it.
What I want, what on a night. Stand. And well, Just take those old records on the shelf. I still listen to myself. Take the music ain't got style. I got rock and roll. I take to a disco. You can get down. Oh, feeling something late for the go. I got the whole time. Still I got all time. That kind of music just soothes the soul. It's about the things. Oh, we got all the time. Oh, yeah.
I know that you like me, and it's kind of frightening. Standing here waiting, and I've been keep hypnotized by freckles and bright eyes, tongue tied. But
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our program will begin shortly. If everyone could find their seats, our program will begin shortly. Good morning, everyone. We're just checking in our last few guests, and our program will be beginning momentarily. So please find a seat. Our program will begin momentarily. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program is beginning.
Oh, good morning. Woo, there we go. Okay. Good morning. Welcome. Oh, wait. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to the Hillel of San Diego grand opening of the Joseph and Beverly Glickman Hillel Center. I'm Laura Gallinson, and I had the honor and pleasure of being the capital campaign chair for this project. And I'm sharing. I am sharing the stage with our executive director, Karen Perry. I want to start by acknowledging and thanking a number of city officials that are here today, and we have so many of them. If you could please hold your applause until I'm finished. Scott Peters of the 52nd Congressional District, Congressmember Sarah Jacobs of the 53rd Congressional District, Assemblymember Chris Ward of the 78th Assembly District, Mayor Todd Gloria, Hillel International CEO Adam Lehman, UC Regents Chair Rich Lieb, UCSD Chancellor Kosla, UCSD Executive Vice Chancellor Elizabeth Simmons, City Councilman Joe LaCava, former Congresswoman Lynn Shank, Cipriano Vargas from County Supervisor Tara Lassa Reamer's office. And thank you all very much for being with us today.
We'd also like to welcome some of our esteemed community partners. Some of them are here in person and some of them are over YouTube. So Pam Ferris from Seacrest, Mindy Frank, wait, hold your applause. I heard that. Mindy Frankel from Hebrew Free Loan, Michael Hopkins from JFS, Betsy Lynch from the JCC, Josh Melody Pizzotto from ICC, Darren Schwartz from Jewish Federation, Charlene Seidel from Leash Tag Foundation, Beth Searle from JCF, Buddy Voigt from Camp Mountain High, Rabbi Schulman, Rabbi Navarez, Rabbi Rydberg, Rabbi Gimbel, Rabbi Meltzer, oh no, it keeps going, Rabbi Libman, Rabbi Kunin, and Rabbi Ertel. And I'd also like to welcome back some very special past Hillel of San Diego staff. Michael Rabkin, who's on YouTube. Hi, Michael. Rabbi Lisa Goldstein, who's also on YouTube. Hi, Lisa. Rabbi David Singer, who's also on YouTube. They were all supposed to be here, but Carrie Copans and Jackie Tolley. And we'd also like to thank all of you, community members, alumni, students. Each of you are a part of the Hillel of San Diego family, and we are so grateful for you.
The Glickman Hillel Center is a reflection of our entire community's commitment over many years, seriously, many years.
2 decades.
In fact, several families have 3 generations or more of community leaders, including my own. The Gallinsons, the Solomons, the Jacobs, the Levinsons, the Chortek Weissmans, and many other multi-generational families like the Waxes, the Viterbis, and the Michons. That says something. It says that San Diego cares about our future. I think about my grandfather, Chicky Glickman, when he planted this baby pomegranate tree in 2018, when we thought we actually hoped that we would build the building then. And now to see it right here, it brings so much joy. Sorry. But more than that, it is a reminder of our community's resilience and fortitude. The address on our building is 9009. And when I added it up, you get 18, which is high. And I couldn't describe a better meaning for this place. It is high. It is life. It is our future. And thank you all so much for being a part of it.
Okay, stay. Take a look around. No, do it. Take a look. Notice the friends sitting near you, the community members you might not know, the students, the alumni, Hillel staff, and our esteemed building team, all sharing this space together. And it stopped raining for us. San Diego, people were like, oh my God, what if it rains? I said, we're opening this building. We did this together. Before we move on, we'd like to take the moment to collectively acknowledge the holiness of this very moment by sharing in the Shechechianu prayer. Will you please join me? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shechechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Amen, amen. We want to thank each of you for being here today, for this momentous occasion, for supporting the future of the Jewish community, and for helping impact the lives of thousands of young people who are going to go off and change the world. We're a part of history. I want to remind everyone, it is because of the visionary leadership of Joseph, Chicky, and Beverly, Birdie. You should ask Elaine about the story about their nicknames. It's one of my favorites. That we are standing here today. At this moment, when we needed them the most, they acted as humble and gracious leaders to ensure that this Hillel Center would have a lead gift. The Glickman's $5 million commitment was the tipping point that launched us forward, even as more gifts came in from this generous community. Chicky and Bertie's daughter, Elaine Gallinson, and their grandchildren are joined by the Solomon family, who have been instrumental in ensuring this building was built. The mezuzah on our front door is dedicated to Herb Solomon by his children and in honor of his ongoing leadership for this community. For those of you who were at the Melvin Garb Hillel Center grand opening, I'm sure you remember, his leadership does not stop. And with that, oh no, that's a good one for applause. Go ahead. And with that, I'd like you all to turn your attention to our screens, which actually, the lighting today is perfect for you to see. You will see the Gallinson family and Solomon family joined by Rabbi Scott Meltzer at the front door of the Glickman Hillel Center. They will be dedicating the building and blessing the mezuzah and with a mezuzah hanging ceremony. So take it away, Rabbi.
Are you ready now? Everybody, we're going live. It is a beautiful and special moment as we stand right outside the very front door, ready to affix the mezuzah for Chanukhat Habayit, to dedicate this beautiful home. If you have been waiting anxiously and joyfully for this day for a long, long time, you have my permission to pinch yourself. If you're standing or sitting next to somebody you know and love and you have their permission, you're welcome to hold their hand and squeeze. This moment of dedication, this moment of real joy that through these doors should pass generations of beautiful, beautiful students coming to find learning, coming to find holiness, coming to find community, coming to find each other, coming to find a place to sit and rest, coming to find a place to be challenged. We hang this mezuzah in fulfillment of the biblical commandment that you should set these words upon the doorposts of your house that we recite every day. For those who would join us in the blessing, it is an Asher Kiddushanu blessing that ends Likboa Mezuzah, God who makes us holy in God's commandments and commands us to affix this mezuzah. Please join with me. Lord, if you will help me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likboa mezuzah. Smile at Melissa. Yeah, I got a feeling that they're going to have to cement it more time.
Well, that was exciting. Good morning, everybody. My name is Wayne Harris, and I am the president of the Hillel of San Diego Board of Directors. It's been a great joy and privilege to serve with my partners and friends on the board. We've been through a lot to get to this moment. And if you are on the Hillel of San Diego board or have served on the Hillel of San Diego board in the past 20 years, can you please stand? Thank you all for your leadership. And now I'm excited to introduce our first speaker, Assembly Member Chris Ward of the 78th Assembly District, which used to include La Jolla, has been a longtime partner and advocate for Hillel of San Diego. He was one of the founding members of the Jewish Caucus in the California State Legislature and continues to be a great ally at the state level, where he was recently selected by the Assembly to become Assembly Speaker pro tempore. Please help me welcome Assembly Member Chris Ward.
Thank you, Wayne. And good morning, everybody. I am grateful to be here. I am grateful for this day. It has just been a long time coming. And of course, prior to my time in the legislature, you'll probably hear from some of my colleagues as well. And we all know how long this project has taken us. But it was a privilege to be able to provide some of that final support on the city council that allowed the breaking of the ground that we have here and the opening of this very important community asset for the UCSD and broader community. And of course, this perseverance wouldn't have allowed this day to happen if it weren't for the campaign the Capital Campaign Committee members, all of our community members, Chancellor Kosla, and those that kept us on track here at UCSD. We are grateful, and so thank you for everybody in this room who stayed committed to this project. Give yourselves a hand. We know and we stay true to this project because of course it's going to benefit the mission of Hillel, but it is more importantly going to benefit all of our students at the UCSD community and the community at large. We know it's going to serve as a home away from home for so many of our Jewish students that are coming here to study at UCSD and be a part of this community, and helps to build that broader community on campus, connecting and telling the story from Jewish roots and inspiring students to become active change agents on campus and beyond. And as you heard, I am proud to be a member of our California Legislative Jewish Delegation that has been able to support this project, but more importantly, has brought to the forefront a lot of the principles that we have rooted in Jewish tradition and culture and faith into our Tikkun Olam practices, that we are bringing in some of the social needs that we have so desperately here in the state of California, that we are supporting our students, whether it is combating online hate and extremism, making sure that we are supporting our nonprofit entities with security grants and other resources so that they can do the work that they want to do, and that we are helping to make sure that we are prioritizing other measures to combat hate. This is a great day. We certainly had it a long time coming, but our work is far from finished. We are going to continue steadfastly to make sure that we are prioritizing your issues and your goals and to be a part of this community, whether it's the Jewish community at large here in San Diego or specifically UCSD students. Thank you for being a part of the work that I do with me and my colleagues, and then through this office. I am committed to make sure that more opportunities and more successful days like this are yet to come, and the Glickman Hillel Center is just going to be an exceptional part in our efforts to protect and empower the Jewish community and our students right here at UCSD. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Assemblymember Ward. Next, it's my distinct honor to welcome Representative Scott Peters. Congressman Peters was actually the president of the city council that signed off on the sale of this property to Hillel of San Diego very long ago. Very long ago. But his dedication to Hillel didn't stop there. Even after he was elected to Congress, Congressman Peters submitted multiple formal statements to the record when additional voting was happening locally. He is the most vocal ally at the congressional level, supporting nonprofit security grants, which serve all our Jewish community organizations. And he continues to be a wonderful friend to Hillel of San Diego. Welcome, Congressman Scott Peters.
Thank you, Wayne. I am not a Jewish scholar, but I know some things. I know that Moses wandered the desert for 40 years. I know it was 50 years between the first Zionist Congress and the Declaration of Independence by Israel. And I know some Jewish scholars are still talking about waiting for the Messiah. That's been thousands of years. So there may be people in this audience with us today who are conditioned to the notion that 23 years for a Hillel, not too bad. Could be worse. But I'm a Lutheran. I thought it took a really long time. So Mazel Tov, everybody. Congratulations. It's a great day. I remember Neil Singer with dark hair back then coming into my office in the city council. This is in like 2001, 2002, talking about a piece of property that the city wasn't using that could be used for much better purposes, how UCSD couldn't put this on their own property, had to be on adjacent property. And off we started through a process that was really very difficult, often a little too ugly. But we're here today, and this is a great day. What a great symbol, by the way, for San Diego, where, as many of you know, in the 1960s, Jews were not allowed to purchase property here. UCSD has revolutionized, through the leadership of this community, what San Diego is, and Hillel fits right in. And so we're just so happy to be here today. The presence of a Hillel on campus changes the dynamic. And the past several years have seen an alarming rise in anti-Semitism. We haven't been immune from that here in San Diego. I love the symbolism, I love the history, I love the presence of this institution right here. So you're gonna have a lot of speakers, but I do want to express a special thanks to the entire Gallinson family. And to take a moment to remember Chicky and Bertie Glickman, as they were known to many. I got to meet Chicky in 2018 when I think they called it a groundbreaking, but that was also a really long time, right? It's all new to me, you know. But it's just a wonderful day to celebrate a great institution, something that's been a long time coming, and something that not just this community, but the entire city needs. Thanks to Karen Perry, Wayne Harris, Adam Lehman, and all the other Hillel staff and board members for your tireless work to make today possible. Hello to Jim Madaffer, who was on the city council with me. Hello to your your pro bono lawyer, Robin Madaffer, who is with you since all that time. So many people put so much effort into this. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And again, it's wonderful to be here with you today. Mazel tov, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman Peters. Oh, and thanks for selling us the land a couple years ago, too. That was really helpful. So I selfishly wanted to introduce the next speaker. Our next speaker happens to be a friend of mine, and as somebody who grew up in the Jewish community, her leadership brings us all so much pride. Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs is the youngest Jewish member of Congress. You should applaud that. It's legit. She's legit, guys. And is currently serving as caucus leadership representative representing Democratic members who have served 5 terms or less at the House Democratic leadership table. It's legit. This position makes her the youngest member of Democratic House leadership. She's an amazing advocate for the Jewish community, and we are so honored to have her join us today. Welcome, Congresswoman Jacobs.
Well, hi, everybody. It's so nice to be here with you all. I warned my team when we were walking in that this is a room of people who have literally known me since I was born, so it might be hard to staff me here, and that turned out to be true. But I'm so excited to be here with you all to celebrate the long-awaited grand opening of the Glickman Hillel Center. I think I might have been Isla's age when you all started working on this, and I'm glad that she's going to get to see it before she's my age. And I'm so excited that UC San Diego students and honestly our whole community will have this amazing space to build community and foster connection. As everyone here knows, as Scott mentioned, the past few years have been pretty difficult to be Jewish. I don't have to recount all the ways that so many people with power and platform have spewed anti-Semitic tropes, normalizing hatred and motivating violence. We've seen it here in San Diego. And so while I am honored to serve as the youngest Jewish member of Congress, it can be hard to walk the halls as some of my colleagues who regurgitate that discrimination and hatred, despite knowing the real consequences and outcomes it can have. And that's why we need spaces like the Hillel Center, so that the next generation can celebrate our Jewishness, our faith, and our culture. This San Diego Jewish community taught me so much. It taught me about Tikkun Olam, about the need to dedicate my life to repairing the world. And I'm so grateful that UC San Diego students from all over the country and all over the world are going to get to learn from this community as well. And I'm so grateful that all San Diegans are going to benefit from the lifelong learning and community that the Hillel Center is going to provide to find their own version of fulfilling Tikkun Olam. So thank you again, congratulations, and I'm so excited we finally got to this day.
I told them all like 2 to 3 minutes tops, and they're like really following it, so thank you. Okay. Thank you, Congresswoman Jacobs. And now, what can I say about Mayor Todd Gloria? He has been with us on this journey. I think you guys are catching a theme here. People have been on this journey for a long time, from the very beginning, from being a council member to even a few weeks ago when we had to pick up the phone and he had to make a phone call to deal with a permitting issue on our behalf. Mayor Gloria, your leadership for our community and your deep care for fighting anti-Semitism is a gift to all of us. For your partnership, your friendship, and your leadership, we are all so, so grateful. Please help me in giving a warm welcome to Mayor Todd Gloria.
Karen, thank you so much for that introduction. And wow, I encourage one of you to just kind of look around because this audience is really amazing. And it's so wonderful to see so many folks here. As a native San Diego, let me just applaud you for coming out in the rain. I mean, like, this is true heroics on behalf of all of us to brave this kind of weather. But I think if 23 years couldn't keep us from getting here, no rainstorm is going to keep us from celebrating today. Yeah, okay, go for it, yeah. I'm not going to keep you long because you've heard from enough elected officials and we want to get in there, right? But I'm so grateful that we can come together as a community because this is a long time coming and this is a day worthy of tremendous celebration. I want to thank my friend Scott Peters for his longtime leadership of this project. He and our shared friend Tony Atkins, who I know wanted to be here today, are just so integral to making this day possible, along with so many of you. Scott mentioned Robert Medaffer, for whom I have tremendous respect. The delays in this project weren't entirely the city's permitting department. There were other issues keeping this project back, and Robin helped to break down a lot of those barriers and help create this day as a possibility. And I also just want to call out as a special recognition my friend Mark Steele, who's helped to design this beautiful building. I told folks when I was running for mayor that we were going to be building a lot of important stuff in this community, and my commitment to them was that it would always be pretty. As a gay man, it's very important to me. Mark, thank you for keeping that commitment for me. I appreciate you. So if I may, I know Hillel's mission. I understand the importance of teaching community their history, their religion, their culture. So it keeps us bound together as members of a community, a distinct community. And I recognize the mission to project out into the broader community. And all of that's really important. I hope you'll forgive me as the mayor of this city, and it was referenced earlier, to tie this back to the history of this city. You know, I'll do it in maybe personal terms. My support, my love for the Jewish community really has to come from a very selfish place. You know, many of you know I'm the first person of color and the first LGBTQ person elected mayor of this city. I grew up with a grandfather who would share stories about the discrimination he experienced as a man of color in San Diego in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. To his dying day, he was always angry and frustrated about the fact that when he tried to purchase his home in Bay Park in the late 1950s, that he was not allowed to do that. They told him no. People like him were not welcomed here. Now, if you knew my grandfather, you know he eventually won that fight. But a part of his bitterness had to do with the fact that he was required to put down more than anyone else on the block in order to buy his home. Stories like that are what I was raised with. And so when I understand the history of this community and the way that the Jewish community was once treated, I recognize that days like today have meaning far beyond what will go on inside of the walls of the Hillel Center here at UC San Diego. And it's a tremendous marker for how far we have come as San Diego. Yes, we have a history that we cannot forget, but let us all celebrate how far we have come and how much more likely forward progress is possible because Hillel San Diego will be here. So to everyone who helped make this possible, whether it's through your fierce advocacy, sitting in long city council meetings or other public hearings to advocate on behalf of this project, if you wrote a check or if you helped to explain to somebody else why they should invest in this project, on behalf of the city of San Diego, I say thank you. Thank you for adding a better chapter in this city's history, one that is more inclusive, one that is more diverse, one that is going to make us a stronger city. You helped make that possible. And I'm here today not just as a celebrant of a beautiful building designed by Mark Steele or on behalf of a community that is finally getting its due after 23 plus years of waiting, but really as the leader of this city that is made stronger and better because we have Hillel here now at UC San Diego. And if I may just conclude, and Karen, if I can ask you to come forward. on behalf of my friend, Councilmember Joe LaCava. Joe, where'd they put you? There's Joe Oven. Joe, you want to come up real quick? We'll take a picture. Well, I want to have, this is the only way we can sort of acknowledge these things at the city. You know, I'm not wasting your money on bigger gifts, all right? That money goes to potholes and housing homeless people. Councilmember LaCava and I are here today to present this proclamation. Karen, I understand you have a new building, so you probably have some blank wall space, and I'm here to help. So I wrote read the rare as is because I'm running for re-election and I want to get re-elected. So we'll just get past that, and we'll just get to the last part, which is that I proclaim today to be Hillel of San Diego Day in the city of San Diego. Congratulations, everybody. What's that?
I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put it here, but that's really cool. Mayor Gloria, you're the best. Thank you. And now, all the way from Washington, D.C., I'm honored to introduce Hillel International CEO Adam Lehman. Hillel of San Diego is proud to be a part of the Hillel International movement, where collectively we are serving millions of young people around the world. Together, we're preparing the next generation to have a deep commitment to Jewish life, learning, and Israel. Adam has been a remarkable and inspiring leader for the movement, and it is our distinct honor to have him join us at the Glickman Hillel Center, becomes part of that larger vision to enrich the lives of college students so that they may enrich the Jewish people and the world. Welcome, Adam Lehman.
Thank you so much, Karen. It is an honor to be able to represent Hillel International here today for such an unbelievable ceremony and such an unbelievable building that is being created here. This, to me, is Hillel at its best. We can applaud that. We at Hillel are at our best when student leaders, professionals, inspiring professionals like Karen and her team, lay leaders like Wayne and the many people who stood up before as former board members, and inspired donors who are committed to a vision come together with community leaders. Wow, it is, to me, inspiring to see so many officials who are invested in building Jewish community and community more broadly. When you see those groups come together, that is Hillel at its best. We could look back on 23 years of this project and see struggle and see challenge. But what I see is incredible, not only resilience and persistence, but teamwork across la dor vador, generation to generation, across these key groups. Hillel at its best. Hillel is also at its best when we build momentum around unique experiences and programs and opportunities for students, for Jewish students and for students coming from all backgrounds. And that is exactly what is going on right here. A building is important, it's incredible, but it only comes to life when the professionals and the students and the lay leaders drive it forward to change the lives of young people, which is the business we're in. And Hillel of San Diego is doing that every day, whether it's innovating with Israel engagement and leadership programs, again, for Jewish students and students coming from other backgrounds, whether it is investing in social impact with the food pantry, with other ways to serve students in need across this community or more broadly, or even just the basics of bringing people together for community building and celebration. I had the real pleasure of being here Friday night. Hillel of San Diego packed in 150 students, elbow to elbow. Daniel Parker led a really awesome Kabbalat Shabbat service full of music and full of joy. And that kind of experience is going to be elevated by virtue of what you all have created in the context of this building. Finally, Hillel is at its best when we let students lead the way. And This building, thank you. Yeah, we can applaud for students leading the way. This building will enable that. This building will be that home away for home for Jewish students and other students who want to be exposed to Jewish life. It will be a place that they develop themselves as leaders. They will be, God willing, in the front rows here because they are taking on the challenges of Jewish community and Jewish life, but also the challenges of the broader world. In my job, I have the opportunity to go to Hillels across North America and around the 16 other countries where Hillel operates. And there are great Hillels and there are great Hillel buildings. But I'll just close by saying this is a special Hillel building. I mean, the design of it, as the mayor said, beautiful. And the way that it is built into the community to serve the campus here and the wider community, fantastic. It's also a special Hillel. This Hillel is led by terrific leadership, Karen, Lisa Matenko, and the rest of their team. Yeah, big round of applause there. And it is designed to serve the entire San Diego Jewish student population, as well as the broader San Diego community. That is special. And finally, this is just a special moment. I hope and I know we can all be proud of being a part of what is going to usher in the next generation of Jewish student engagement and service here and serve the San Diego community. Thank you guys very much.
Hello, my name is Rich Lieb, and I'm chair of the UC Board of Regents. And the one advantage of taking 23 years to build this is a lot of people are involved and a lot of people are here, so that's one great thing. But I want to thank you very much. I want to also thank Karen Perry for all the wonderful work she did. I actually went, Karen, you know this, I went to your father's bar mitzvah when I was 13 in Los Angeles. And he's here today, Bobby Friedenberg. Thank you. You know, as chair of the Board of Regents and also as a 30-year resident of North County and a proud member of the San Diego Jewish community, which is the most important thing of all, I just want to say how proud we are to have this facility and how the UC Board of Regents is excited. And thank you so much for everybody that put so much time into it. I have a special relationship with Hillel. First of all, I was bar mitzvahed at Hillel in 1976 at UC Santa Barbara. I was a late bloomer when I got bar mitzvahed. Also, my wife, Sharon, who many people know, and I were married by a Hillel rabbi, as was the same rabbi that married Alan and Karen Viterbi. So we are very, very close to Hillel, and we really appreciate it. This is such a wonderful thing, especially because of the rise of anti-Semitism, which we see at our UC campuses so much. It's scary, and it's something that we really need a place like Hillel, where there are a place where you can build relationships and students feel welcome to come here. So this is going to be super important for us. And I am really here to introduce my friend and someone who has been a great partner to this project, Chancellor Khosla, who's right here. He's been an advocate for this project. He's been a true partner. And I want to thank you for your support of this project and for the Jewish community here in San Diego. We've spent many times talking about it, about the Jewish population at our UC campuses and how they need to feel welcomed. And with the rise of anti-Semitism that we see, especially in our college campuses, we're going to need you more than ever, Chancellor Khosla, to help us, and I know we can count on you. So on behalf of the UC Board of Regents, welcome Chancellor Khosla.
Good morning, everybody. And thank you, Regent Lieb, for that great introduction. And welcome, everybody. Don't let this gloomy day outside fool you, because this is indeed an extremely bright day. Today, many dreams of many communities have come true. The dreams of our San Diego Jewish community has come true. The dreams of UC San Diego Jewish students has come true. And last but not the least, the dreams of UC San Diego, broadly defined, has come true. So thank you, everybody, who made this happen. So when I first got here, I think within the first month, the request for me was to give parking so that Hillel could get the permissions to start the construction. This is 11 years ago. And I thought, oh, geez, this is great. Like, we'll do that and life would be good and we'll be done. Guess not. It took 11 years, but it's way shorter than 23 and way shorter than other people. So in this case, you've only seen one chancellor live this transition out here. But I'm so glad that this has happened. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to our local political leadership, elected leadership, who really, without question and without exception, was very supportive of this project, whether I called or whether you called, or whether they would call us to be supportive, right? So thank you, everybody. I cannot thank you all enough. I mean, it's truly an amazing thing that we're doing out here. So this is a project that the San Diego community has been looking forward to for many, many years and for many, many reasons, because this center will provide meaningful connections between students, among students, students in the community, and students in UC San Diego. It will create a sense of belonging, and it will create a sense of understanding, not just for our Jewish community and our Jewish students, but also for all valued communities on our campus. And we have 6 other resource centers that will join this to build a truly socially just community so that we as UC San Diego can be the exemplar of what an inclusive university, what an inclusive campus is gonna look like. So as you all know, Hillel built a center 8 years ago at San Diego State University. And that, by any measure you can imagine, has been spectacularly successful. And I'm hoping that this center would at least replicate that success, if not exceed it in some sense or the other. So I'm very happy, I'm very delighted to be celebrating this opening so that we can continue this success at UC San Diego. This center will be an anchor for our Jewish students, our Jewish faculty, and Jewish staff. It will propel Hillel's mission to inspire students to form a meaningful connection with Jewish life and with Israel. And it will greatly enhance the college experience for all of our students, and it will serve as a helpful resource to the neighborhood and the greater Jewish community. So from my side, I can tell you that as I step down from this podium, I make a commitment to making sure that we keep on supporting our Jewish students, Hillel. We make sure there's no anti-Semitism, and we promise to create a more just campus and a more inclusive campus for everybody out here. So thank you, everybody, and mazel tov and congratulations. So thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Khosla. Hi, everyone. I am Lisa Motenko, Associate Executive Director of Hillel of San Diego. Today, I'm proud to introduce you to 2 of our incredible UCSD students. Our students are the life force of our work at Hillel. It is a privilege to be a part of their college journey as they create community and connect to Judaism in meaningful ways. Our students are our future, and they are what this is really all about. So please join me in welcoming Shani Mena and Thomas Lay to tell their Hillel stories.
Oh, what a crowd. So, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for coming to the opening of Glickman Center of Hillel. I'm honored to be here today and excited to be part of this incredible community. My name is Thomas Lay, and I'm a 4th-year Vietnamese student here at UCSD. While I'm not Jewish myself, I've always been drawn to the values of diversity and openness, and I believe that they are crucial to creating a vibrant and welcoming community like the one I've experienced at Hillel. Hillel brings together students from different religious and cultural backgrounds, offering a wide range of varieties of events and activities catered to the diverse audience. But it doesn't stop there. Hillel also reached out to the people from all backgrounds, inviting them to participate and learn about Jewish culture and traditions. In addition, Hillel builds together allies, build bridges across campus by offering exciting leadership opportunities for non-Jewish students, such as the Fact Finders trip to Israel. Now I know what you might be thinking. Wait a minute, I thought Hillel was just for the Jewish students. Well, you're partially right. Hillel does serve the needs of Jewish college students and young adults, but it also creates a welcoming and inclusive community for students of all cultures and religions. I experienced this firsthand every other Friday night during Shabbat dinner here at Hillel. After a hectic work week, everyone, Jewish or non-Jewish alike, all gather around to sing the prayers and recount our blessings under the candlelight, and afterwards, we get to enjoy a delicious traditional meal organized by wonderful Hillel staff. Regardless of how my week went, as soon as I step into Hillel for Shabbat, I feel immediately welcome, valued, and relaxed. So no matter where you're from, Hillel is a place where you can feel at home. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want a place where they can enjoy free food, make new friends, and participate in meaningful discussion and events? In all seriousness, I truly believe that Hillel's commitment to diversity and inclusivity makes it a special and valuable resource on campus. So I encourage all of you to get involved and make the most of your time here. Whether you are Jewish or not, there's something for you at Hillel. So thank you again for coming today. I look forward to being a part of this next chapter of this amazing community. Baruch Hashem.
I'm a second-year undergraduate student at UC San Diego, and Hillel is my home away from home. As soon as I arrived on campus, I sought out Hillel because I knew that's where I would feel most comfortable. But to be honest, I was really surprised by this Hillel. I knew that no matter what college I would go to, I'd go to Hillel for Shabbat and holidays, but I never thought I'd be so involved. Hillel of San Diego changed my college experience for the better. I have always been connected to my Jewish and Zionist identity, and through Hillel, I have the ability to share it with my peers. So many people my age shy away from their identity out of fear, but through Hillel, I am able to show how having pride in your identity can be empowering. In fact, I am proud to share that for Holocaust Remembrance Day, I have been supported by Hillel to run educational programming. I plan to table on campus and later run a special Shabbat here at the Glickman Hillel Center that will host San Diego survivor Rose Schindler. It is so important to continue to learn our history so that it will truly never happen again. This new Glickman Hillel Center means so much to me personally. Thank you so much for making it happen. COVID taught us how critical face-to-face interactions are. We were starved of them for 3 years. The opening of this beautiful center comes at the perfect time when a place like this is needed to bring our student community together. Having the Glickman Hillel Center means we have a place to study, collaborate, and just spend time with one another. This building is already a magnet for attracting more people into our community. I recently came back from Hillel's Fact Finders trip, which sends non-Jewish and Jewish student leaders to Israel. It was truly the best experience of my life. It was amazing to see the way that non-Jewish students were becoming allies. The conversation on the bus gave me so much hope. Having these connections humanizes people. On the trip, we saw each other as people, regardless of religious affiliation. With this center, we are going to bring in so many students, which will ultimately lead to more understanding and cultural appreciation for one another. Right before winter break, at our last Shabbat at the Potterker House, we all wrote notes to be included in the Maisel time capsule. I wrote that my hope for the future is that students 50 years from now are proud to be Jewish. I told them to lean on Hillel, as I have, even when it is uncomfortable and scary to be Jewish. Thank you for making the Glickman Hillel Center possible. For me and for all future students who will walk through these doors, it really makes a difference. Thank you.
Okay, are you guys ready for some more? Because we have a couple more speeches, so just buckle in. We're running a little bit behind schedule, and if you know me, that like irks my type A personality, but I have rewritten this speech about 10 times in the last 5 days, including 10 minutes before people started coming, because I want to get this right. I want to get it right as an alumni myself. I want to get it right for every single person sitting here who has fingerprints on this building. But this isn't about me. And frankly, it's not about 90% of you. Friday night, we had our first Friday Shabbat here at the Beverly and Joseph Glickman Hillel Center. And we had actually 170 students here. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, it's amazing. But I want to give you perspective on what that means, right? So a normal Shabbat at Hillel has been rapidly increasing our numbers. I've been saying this in all of my letters from the ED. Last year, 50 to 60 on average. This year, 70 to 80. We peaked at 120. We had 170 students. Now, 23 years later, after Bob Lapidus and Neil Singer found this acre plot, standing at our first Shabbat with 170 students, I realized the gravity of this moment. 23 years of students were reflected in the glow of our Shabbat candles and in the eyes of our current future. 23 years of our community's dedication and frustrations and 2 step forward, 1 step back, all the way to this moment. So on Friday night, I sat down at one of the tables and I saw our future, who it's really about. I saw Hodaya, an incredibly driven balabusta in the making. And can I tell you, Hodaya has lovingly cooked dinner for all of us in the past, and now she will get to do it in our kosher Wax Family Kitchen in the Joan and Erwin Jacobs Community Building. This center is for Hodaya, who experienced anti-Semitism firsthand, and instead of feeling othered and ashamed of her Judaism, she came to Hillel and was empowered. Hodaya, who through Hillel has pushed to create a more effective anti-Semitism tracking system so that Hillel and ADL and UCSD are all communicating across organizations more effectively to support students. Hodaya, who with others have created a new Triton Jewish Leaders Program that bring together all the dozen Jewish clubs on campus for collaboration, and who now have a space in the Viterbi Professional Suite to convene these students. This center is for her. This center is for Daniel. Daniel, who's the guy that literally comes to everything. I'm sure every Hillel has one of these people, these Mr. Hillel, if you will. He's going to walk through the Melvin Garb Foundation Commons to our Glickman Hillel Center every day and truly have his home away from home, where he will get to barbecue with his friends at our Karen and Jeff Silberman Entertainment Bar, or play guitar in our Wayne and Naomi Harris Conversation Corner. Daniel's already a part of the furniture. Like before we moved in, he was here. I was like, what are you doing? This center is for Daniel, who will sip Snakebite coffee, shout out to Nate Stein, from our Lee and Frank Goldberg coffee bar, and have a favorite chair in our Jerry Ann and Gary Jacobs and Family Leadership Building. Daniel, who is now a student ambassador of Hillel of San Diego, and who will learn incredible professional skills by being an employed part of the Hillel of San Diego team, as a leader responsible for welcoming everyone who comes through our Lori Bulletin Hospitality Building, at the Carol and Jerry Turk reception, You can applaud Lori, of blessed memory. This center is for Daniel. This center is for Stephanie, a grad student who came to Hillel a couple years ago asking for a graduate student program, and who was empowered to craft one with our Hillel staff. Hundreds of grad students will now have a place that is theirs too, because we know Jewish doesn't end when you stop being an undergrad, and that graduate students also deserve a Jewish community. Stephanie, who helped us build a cohort of grad students to participate in our Jewish Learning Fellowship, will now have a place, the Elaine Gallinson and Herb Solomon Conference Room, to study Torah together and grapple with life's big questions at a time when they are just coming into their own as adults and leaders. This building is for Stephanie. I never thought I would say this part, but this building is also for Michael. Michael, who never felt connected to being Jewish. He never had walked into a synagogue, and he didn't have Jewish friends growing up. Hillel wasn't even on his mind when he came to college, but he struggled, and he ended up losing his housing and was going through a lot emotionally. He needed support, and when there was nowhere else to go, he came to Hillel, and do you know what he found? He found strength. He found a staff person who would meet with him regularly to support his mental health and help him get the resources he needed to get back on his feet. He found a center where he was guaranteed 3 meals a day, and then some through our partnership with JFS as a food access point. He found a place to shower that provided him with dignity. And he found a community that cared about him. This building is also for Michael. And sugar. Whew. This building is for young people like my own daughter and the daughter who is about to come in a couple months, that no matter what, they will have a Jewish home away from home, and who will eventually build their own Jewish communities and make their own decisions about their Jewish identity. This center is for all the young people who aren't even here yet, who now, because of you, have a place that is theirs. There's this old Jewish fable that is probably said a little too often about a carob tree. So all of you that know it, you can roll your eyes at me. I don't care, I'm telling it again. One day, a sage was walking along the road when he saw an old man planting a carob tree. He said to him, "This tree, how many years will it bear fruit?" And the man said, "It will not produce fruit for 70 years. So the sage says to him, "Dude, you're not living 70 years. I'm changing that a little bit. And so how can you expect to benefit from this tree? And the wise man responds, "I have found a fruitful world because of others that planted it. Just as my ancestors planted for me, I too am planting for my descendants." Again, this building is not for us. It's not for me. It's not for 90% of you. It's for Hodaya and Daniel and Stephanie and Thomas and Shani and Michael and the thousands of young people who deserve a place to be seen, to feel heard, and to be reminded of their inherent value in this world. This building is our community's love letter to the future. It's our carob tree, or rather a pomegranate tree, because we're gonna stay on brand. And we all have fingerprints in this place. Steve Solomon, Neil Singer, Bob Lapidus, who, oh my gosh, he doesn't stop. He's been a part of this literally from day one. Definitely do, as they scoped out the land. And Michael Berlin for ensuring the Melvin Garb Foundation launched the initial funding, with Andrew Viterbi and Jerry Ann and Gary Jacobs paying off the land loan. And the Potiker family has built this building by gifting our house, which is for sale. Come talk to me if you're interested. And most certainly Joseph Chicky Glickman by making the key naming gift to really put this project into overdrive, with Elaine Gallinson and Herb Solomon at the helm, and Laura Gallinson pushing that capital campaign. And then everyone who was involved in the legal battles and the city council battles, like Murray Gallinson of blessed memory, who I feel here today, who made an incredibly heartfelt plea to the city council with so many other former students and community members. This building has their fingerprints. And the many hours of work with Cooley and then Robin Medaffer, all the way up to the California Supreme Court. So many community leaders should feel ownership over this place because they didn't hesitate to join in when asked to help make this dream a reality. The Levinsons, the Jacobs, the Viterbys, Silbermans, Gleibermans, Harrises, Turks, Epsteins, Radys, Jortek Weissman, Schechters, Michans, and I could just keep naming names. You can check the donor wall. And these walls were built by the effort of our amazing building team, led by David Michon, who has so much patience with me, and including Mitch Siegler, Todd Kirshen, Wayne Harris, Jerry Goldberg, Joel Smith, and Bob Lapidus. Again, it's that Bob. And we cannot forget our partners, Pacific Building Group, Keith and Edgar and Russ, who have become like my brothers, Hughes Marino with Dave Bates and Jay, MW Steel, of course, and Helix Electric, to just name a few. There has been such deep love put into this project by former board leadership and staff like Rabbi Lisa Goldstein, Rabbi David Singer, Lori Bulletin of blessed memory, Michael Rabkin, Sivan Diamond, Carrie Copans, and so many others who ultimately had to pass the baton forward. And now our incredible board led by Wayne Harris and current staff, Lisa Matenko. So we are a very small team, shameless plug. We need to get our team a little bit bigger, but Lisa Matenko, Lisa Kalal, Jennifer Paul, Glenda Sachs, Daniel Parker, Dar Halevi Feldman, Scotty Epstein, Alex Kaufman, and Or Amrani, who will get to make this space a home away from home for thousands of young people. We should all feel like this is our Glickman Hillel Center. So here we are. It's really happening. Those doors will open 20 minutes later than I thought, but they'll open, and we will breathe life into this dream together. On our donor wall, we have a quote from Theodore Herzl. "If you will it, it is no dream." Well, folks, I can honestly say we've willed it. We've more than willed it. We've pushed, and we've pushed, and we've pushed. And when somebody said, okay, enough, somebody said, no, we're not done yet, and kept pushing. These buildings, no, not just buildings, this holy space is a reflection of the tenacity, drive, and resilience of our Jewish people. It is a reflection of the deep love we have for the future and our commitment to Jewish continuity in San Diego. Last week, I wrote a note to the executive director of Hillel of San Diego of 2073. That note, along with many others, are buried in the Meisel family time capsule in our Potiker courtyard. In it, I wrote about how our community today so deeply loves our community of the future, how we are actively investing in the success of what will be, what promises will come. This center is going to be a hub of Jewish life today, and it will be for years to come, and that is because of each and every one of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly. But I will say that this day, I know it just keeps going, I told you, I have a lot to say. This day is not the end. It is only the beginning of what we can do. I hope you are inspired by what you see. And if you are, we have a challenge to help us close this critical capital campaign. Yes, 23 leaders, we are this close to closing this capital campaign, and we need it. Joan and Erwin Jacobs, truly visionary leaders of this community, are matching all gifts up to $500,000 that will help us get to the finish line. And let me tell you, as somebody who deals with the budget and every single dollar is squeezed to its tightest amount, we need it. We need it to ensure this building continues to fuel Jewish life, not just today, but far into the future. And if you are inspired and want to double down on your investment, the ROI is going to be great. I hope you will consider taking the challenge and finding a little bit more. If each of us did that, we'd be done. The future is too important. We simply cannot afford to not finish what we started. Thank you for being here. I look forward to creating many more memories together.
Well, Karen, thank you so much. And I want to say for all you students out there, I have a really important career tip here. Never, ever, ever sign up to give a speech following Karen Perry. Just want to say that right now. This next part of the program is incredibly special for all of us. The Luminary Award is given very rarely at Hillel of San Diego. It is the highest honor of our organization and is reserved only for distinct recognition of outstanding leadership and service. In 2014, the last time the Luminary Award was presented, it was given to Herb Solomon after decades of board leadership and particular leadership for building the Melvin Garb Hillel Center at SDSU. Now, on behalf of the Board of Directors of Hillel of San Diego, I would like to present the Luminary Award to David Michon. But we're not done, David, because you are also receiving a certificate of special congressional recognition from the office of Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. David, please join me on stage. Right, there we are. Talking here. I've got a few more things to say about you, David. Sorry to embarrass you. Good. David joined the Hillel Board of Directors in 2010, thinking he was just coming in to help entitle the Melvin Garb Hillel Center at SDSU, but soon became an invaluable asset to the entire construction project. When he was finished, David stepped up to join the incredible work of Bob Lapidus that Bob Lapidus had started and had been doing to make the Glickman Hillel Center a reality. David clearly has a track record with helping Hillel of San Diego to build new centers of Jewish life for young people. David became board president in 2015 and was on the executive committee until 2019. He has continued as the project lead and building chair for the Glickman Hillel Center and has been carrying the leadership for this construction even now. David is as kind as he is hardworking. He brilliantly guided this project with Karen Perry, our executive director, and helped manage the operational budget tracking so that the project stayed on time and within budget. He is thoughtful, compassionate, incredibly patient, and deeply caring. For all his hard work, leadership, dedication, and service, it's an honor to celebrate David and all he has accomplished. He is a gift to Hillel of San Diego, and he is a gift to the entire Jewish community. David, thank you so much for everything. And please help me in recognizing David Michon as the recipient of the Hillel of San Diego Luminary Award and for receiving the certificate of special recognition from the office of Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. This is the award. Here's your certificate. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Wayne. Well, thank you. Thank you, Karen. Well, I guess I was lucky to go speak after you. I don't know who put that. But it's amazing to be here. So many kind words, so many inspirational words have been said today. And it's truly an honor to be finally standing here at the beautiful Beverly and Joseph Glickman Hillel Center, surrounded by family, friends, and colleagues. Today we are here to celebrate and further solidify Hillel's footprint in San Diego. The idea for the Hillel started about 22 years ago or 23 years ago by Bob Lapidus, Neil Singer, and Steve Solomon when they ventured to seek and help Hillel find the very own parcel we're standing on here today. The visions for the plans for the center were imagined and reimagined numerous times since then and has literally taken a generation to make this happen. It has been a roller coaster of a ride, but a few things stayed constant throughout. our perseverance, determination, ingenuity, and patience. Today's achievement marks the beginning of a transformational era for the new and vibrant building that will forever change how our Jewish students and non-Jewish students experience their formative college years. Our responsibility going forward is to share this story for many years to come, to serve as a reminder that we will never give up and we are here to stay. I am very humbled and grateful to receive the Luminary Award from Hillel. My experience with Hillel has been one of the most fulfilling in my life. When I was asked to join the board in 2010, I could not have imagined the trajectory that it would have taken me, that it would take me, and the impact that could be made. I was asked to join due to my real estate background, but there has been so much more to this. After each milestone, the desire to continue grew stronger as I further understood and believed in the importance of Hillel's mission and the role it plays for our college students and community. From the time I attended Hillel at UCLA over 20 years ago, and even when I joined the board, Hillel's focus has been being the Jewish home away from home. It engages not only Jewish students who wanted to continue their Jewish lives and traditions and studies, but also students who had never celebrated Shabbat and wanted to learn about their heritage and connect to Israel. Hillel has also always connected or welcomed students from all backgrounds and religions that are curious about Judaism or simply want to study and hang out with their friends at our facilities. Over the last decade, times have changed for our students and communities on college campuses due to increased anti-Semitism and BDS. This is similar to when some homes in La Jolla had deed restrictions about 60 years ago, preventing them from being sold to Jews. While many other Jewish agencies exist to help combat, Hillel's mission had to expand to help provide a safe place for our students and help educate colleagues and peers to minimize the increased pressure. One vital resource to forward this mission is to have a building that we could call home. Before I say my thank yous, it is important to understand the history of this project. By no means was this an easy or straightforward process. I wish I had more time to share all the challenges we faced and overcame so that everyone today can appreciate what this building really means to us. No other project from my professional career has been so complex, intense, and demanding as this one. As a brief summary, we completed a full environmental impact report that is only a few thousand pages long in order to adhere to California development CEQA laws that are usually meant for larger projects, not an infill 6,600 square foot facility. We also went through two frivolous CEQA lawsuits that we ultimately prevailed in and had to concede numerous concessions to get the project unanimously approved by City Council. Furthermore, we made several off-site public improvements to the underground utilities and general circulation. As you walk past behind the building, you will also walk through the Melvin Garb Commons and Parkway, which used to be an underutilized cul-de-sac and dirt lot. To top it all off, the construction of the project started during the pandemic. All of this also meant it took a long time and it was expensive to build. This history should be used as a case study for our elected officials to promote change to our permitting regulations that potentially delay that could potentially delay or prevent many needed private and public projects of all types in our city and our state. I know everyone's eager to go see the building, but I have a long list of thank yous, as we would not be here today, and I could not accept this award without acknowledging all the peers and supporters who have dedicated thousands of hours to this project operationally, strategically, and financially. I am glad we're not at the Oscars today because the orchestra would start playing music to let me know I'm taking too long. But first, to Beverly and Joseph Glickman for their lead gift. Elaine and Laura, you should be proud. To the 300 supporters, many here today and have been named, without whom the generosity would not be able to build this building. To Herb Solomon, it's an honor to share this award with you. I have always valued your guidance and advice during my Hillel tenure. In preparation for my project updates for the Glickman and Garb Center, I always made sure to think of what possible questions could come up and prepare an answer for them. Herb always seemed to come up with one question or perspective that no one else had thought of. Well, that kept me on my toes, but it was for the ultimate benefit of the projects. To the Pottaker family, who donated their home, and if you go past the buildings, the first home on the left on Cliffridge, which has served as Hillel's UCSD facility for the last 15 years. Without them, the logistics, programming, and mission would not have been possible to date. To all the executive Hillel directors and staff for running a very well-rounded program and engaging and improving Jewish experiences for thousands of students here in San Diego. But especially to Karen Perry, who jumped into the deep end of a construction and capital campaign project and has done an incredible job. And to Michael Rabkin, who also worked extensively with me to help build the Garb Center at San Diego State. And since both Michael and Karen have the operational vision of how the facilities will be used, they shaped many of the final design details that will improve the experience and use of our students, staff, and community. To Bob Lapidus for initiating the idea and spearheading the entitlement process. To Mitch Ziegler for supporting me on the facilities committee and sharing his real estate experience. To the more than 10 board chairs and all board members of the past 23 years, thank you for volunteering your time and your expertise. To our architect, M.W. Steele, Mark Steele, and Michael Peluso. And if you guys, Mark I always wonder what really goes in his brain, because how could he imagine something that's beautiful like this? He painted a vision for the space and how it would be best used and blend in with his surroundings. Throughout the years, there are various versions of the site plan and design which led to the perfect end product. This is a one-of-a-kind building with a perfect combination of irregular shaped buildings, acute angles, and the choice of material, all aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I would not be surprised if it wins any architectural awards, which I hope it does. To our general contractor, Pacific Builders Group, led by Keith Moss and his team. Halfway through the project, I asked Keith to please rate the difficulty of this project from 1 to 10. He said 12. This is not your typical building or shape to build. He said they had to put together some of the most difficult ceiling and wall angles and materials. In addition, when we started excavating, we found surprises from vacated streets, utility lines that weren't supposed to be there, and some other surprises. To Dave Bates, our owner rep from Hughes Marino, that kept our consultants and contractors in line and made sure the schedule stayed up to date. To Cooley Law Firm and Robin Medaffer for providing millions of dollars of pro bono legal services and defending our CEQA lawsuits and land use services. And lastly, to Endeavor Bank for providing construction financing. But I will say that as of now, we are debt-free, and we plan to stay that way. But I personally could not have done this without my family. I want to thank my wife, Rochelle, for supporting me all this time and giving me strength and assurance that this is the right path for our kids' future. I want to thank my parents, Carlos and Esther Michon, as they have always led by example in teaching us the importance of philanthropy and Jewish values. And I also want to thank my grandparents, David, Cecilia, Zuri, and Francis. I want to share one particular story that strengthened my philanthropic desire. About 15 years ago, we were in Mexico City for the dedication of a similar community center in which my grandparents had been supporters. I congratulated them and thanked them for their accomplishments. My grandfather Zuri turned to me and said, "I didn't do this for me, I did this for you and your children." The humble and altruistic nature of his comment made a deep impact with me. Today, as I stand in front of my children, Carlos, Ariel, and Gabriel, I want to thank them for being my inspiration and reason to build Jewish foundations. I want them to remember today as I remember my grandparents and my parents and have them continue in our footsteps. In closing, I want to leave you with a blessing and some words of inspiration. The pomegranate was chosen as the symbol for the Glickman Center. Jewish tradition teaches that pomegranate is a symbol for righteousness because it is said to have 613 seeds that corresponds to the 613 mitzvot, or commandments of the Torah. So may the Glickman Center's blessings be plentiful like the pomegranate seeds. May it provide UCSD students a Jewish home and a foundation on which lasting relationships and pursue their academic endeavors. May it strengthen our connection to Israel, and may it nurture future leaders in our community. Toda Rabah and Mazel Tov.
Okay, we're almost done, I promise. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Mazel tov, David. So well deserved. Okay, we are reaching the photo op opportunity moment, so if you want to get out your phones for this piece, just get ready. But before we do, I want to thank County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Reamer's office, who has presented us with a proclamation honoring today. Thank you so much. When Michael Rabkin and Emily Genowine led the dedication of the Melvin Garb Hillel Center, they ended with a prayer. And so I thought it was fitting that we include this same prayer for the new Beverly and Joseph Glickman Hillel Center. It's got like a nice little arc to it. May the door of this home be wide enough to receive those who hunger for love or are lonely for friendship. May it welcome those who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, and hopes to nurture. May these doors be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May these thresholds be no stumbling block to Jewish feet. And may these be the doorways to a rich and meaningful life. After we do our ribbon cutting here, I invite you to tour the center. There are surprises and delights in every room and every space. Consider it like a little scavenger hunt. My favorite is upstairs in the leadership building, and your only clue is that currently I cannot enjoy that, so you have to enjoy it for me. And now it brings me great joy to welcome up Wayne Harris. So, okay, side note, my ideal world, we would be doing this right in front, right? Get that beautiful photo op, but circumstances right now, we're gonna do the ribbon cutting right here in front of the stage, and then that'll be your cue. We're gonna say Mazel Tov at the end. Should we practice? 1, 2, 3. Amazing. And then basically you have a couple of ways to get in and do your scavenger hunt. So you can either go in the exit only. We have very, very tight security on a normal day, but where Jason Berkovich is waving, you can go up that way, or you can go up the ramp through the Lori Bulletin Hospitality Building to kind of get into the center. Those are your two options. There's a lot of us, so just mosey on up because we are definitely off schedule and we want to make sure you all have the right time. So we're gonna bring everybody up so ribbon, can we get our beautiful ribbon and our big old scissors? And I'm gonna start calling people up that are gonna stand right behind the ribbon, okay? So Wayne Harris, Elaine Gallinson, Laura Gallinson, Herb Solomon, Steve Solomon, Sandy Levinson, Michael Berlin, Joan and Erwin Jacobs, Jerry Ann and Gary Jacobs, Andrew Viterbi, David Michon, Bob Lapidus, basically the whole front row. Mayor Gloria, Chancellor Koslaw, Assemblymember Ward, Congressman Peters, Congresswoman Jacobs, and Adam Lehman to join me in cutting the ribbon and officially opening the Beverly and Joseph Glickman Hillel Center. Okay, so what is your assignment? You guys are gonna say? Great. As soon as I cut, okay?
One.